Yo, what is up, everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video with your host, Kenkukun. And today we had another Destiny 2 discussion video. This is the TWAB, this is the update, Destiny 2020 update, the road to the Witch Queen. Now, they covered a couple of things that were brought to my attention, and I definitely want to cover it. One of them was 3-peaking, spoiler alert. I think they finally decided on an answer to 3-peaking, and a questionable concern of mine, but something, it's like, deal with it. Right. And then I heard about sunsetting the unsunsetting. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Hey, Guardians. Let's see. Oh, this is pretty long. Let's see. As some of you know, I didn't work on Destiny before it shipped in 2014. I started out as a Guardian and I got hooked on running the Vault of Glass, trying to get my truth drop in the Night Vault, and yes, sometimes trolling my fire team with inappropriate Ward of Dawn placements. Ah, yes. Classic. Blah 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 blah. All right, I don't care about his. I really don't like. I just want to get to the meat of the subject. So, sure, he has a cool story there. So last summer we outlined our ambition for the next era of Destiny 2 by announcing the full arc, starting with Beyond Light, followed by the Witch Queen, and Lightfall. Beyond Light and Lightfall. Interesting. I expect great things out of Lightfall. As we began to scale production for the Witch Queen last year, we made a difficult but important decision to move its release to early 2022. We also realized we needed to add an additional unannounced chapter after Lightfall to fully complete our first saga of Destiny. All right. We've long thought about moving Destiny's annual release to the early half of the year, primarily for the health of the team. But the Witch Queen and not being tied to legacy expectations allowed us to make this choice early for 3 important reasons. The Witch Queen represents an important evolution in the ongoing story of Destiny 2. Beyond Light built the foundation and allowed us to weave the world building of Destiny 2 together, but the Witch Queen will light the fire on a strongly interconnected narrative across Lightfall and beyond. Unlike anything we've ever attempted before. All right. This sounds like hype train. With Destiny now committed, and I'm reading this because boom, MMO. With Destiny now committed to being an everlasting, evolving world, we want to make sure that we are still taking the time to upgrade the systematic foundation of Destiny 2, support everything we want to do in the future. Our ultimate vision for Destiny 2 still stands: a definitive action MMO. Oh! Can they actually do MMO, please? I feel like every time they bring up MMO, this is like just fucking floated off to the trash can and just deleted. It's like, MMO, what's that? Bloop. Are you sure you want to recycle? Bloop. Yes. And that goes back to Gambit and Gambit Prime, especially Gambit Prime, when they came out with the armors and they had some mods for certain raids, but when they came out with Gambit Prime armor and armor sets did certain things specific for Gambit Prime, I'm like, wow, MMO doors, please open up. Knock, knock. And they're like, sorry, we made a mistake. Bloop. And got rid of it. I'm like, no, now you're making the mistake. A unified global community where you can play Destiny anywhere with your friends. For 2021, this means upgrading our approach to keeping Destiny's weapon and armor game fresh, refining our vision for PvP, implementing transmog, and adding crossplay. More below. Finally, and the most important reason, we are proud to be uncompromising when it comes to our commitment to our health issue with COVID, blah, 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 blah. All right. So, yes, I want them to be healthy. Yes, I want the content to come out as polished as possible. And, you might as well say finished. If it's not finished, what are we doing here? But as polished as possible, right? So, rewards that matter. With Season 11, we introduced Infusion Cap, an iteration on Infusion designed to keep Destiny's gear game fresh from release. Infusion Cap helps us make meaningful shift in the meta. In Beyond Light, create a reward ecosystem that was manageable to manage and monitor, but the system has also made our rewards feel like they have an expiration date and have frequently made playing our legacy content feel shallow. We want the rewards you've earned in Beyond Light and the subsequent seasons feel like valuable tools you can use in the incredible challenges you face in the Witch Queen. So we're making a change. All right, we've made the decision that any weapon or armor that can currently be infused to max power will continue to be able to reach max power permanently. All right, so they're not they're going to do away with sunsetting of weapons and armor. Now, some people are going to be like, well, what about the old weapons? Like, why'd you even do that? Why don't you just bring them up? This is Destiny. This is Bungie's chance right here. And I don't know if they can do this. I don't know if they're going to take this approach. But this is Bungie's chance where they can kind of reset how they make weapons. And instead of, oh, we're going to come out with a Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten. And it's all about, dealing more damage, being rewarded and getting more damage. And, we're going to come out with this weapon that just, it's all about dealing more damage. And this weapon, this gives them an opportunity to create other weapons that don't just deal more damage. Number one. Number two, I still think they need to downsize on the RPMs of each type of weapon, right? Some hand cannon RPMs just need to get out. Some RPMs of auto rifles they need to downsize, and they need quality over quantity, because this is going to be the problem when it comes to the meta of the game. Now that they're going to do this, the meta is going to shift a lot more slowly. So they need quality over quantity. That is a big, big, big thing they're going to have to address. And quite frankly, they haven't stepped up to the plate yet when it comes to quality over quantity. Not yet. So starting in Season 14, we won't be capping the infusion on any weapons or armor that you have not already, that have not already reached the cap as the start of Season 13. This means you'll be able to take your Trusty, your Fallen Guillotine, and all the high stat armor you've earned this year to take on the raid in the Witch Queen. While we still strongly believe that Destiny needs a method to shift our meta, the game's most challenging, we don't believe that infusion caps are the right answer. We're taking time this year to research and validate a plan that creates a fresh and balanceable ecosystem for our most aspirational content. We've learned a lot this year and don't want to rush to finding the best plan, so don't expect to hear anything more about this until after the Witch Queen, so 2022. All right, so it's going to be a year before we hear more on that. Because we won't be capping any more of our weapons, we must consider more variables in the game balance of our upcoming seasons and releases, so expect to see tuning when it comes to our biggest outliers in PvP and PvE. Yes, I'm looking at you, Fell Winters and Warmind Cells. Nothing wrong with Fell Winters, guys. Come on. This is a big change for Destiny, and one that we did not make lightly. However, we believe there's nothing more important in Destiny than getting our rewards right. This was classic Bungie right here. Like, this is them going in a circle, right? They're just in a circle. Everything goes in a circle, right? Now, they're not completely reversing sunsetting, but they're they kind of are, reversing the idea of sunsetting, but not the actions it's already taken and the consequences already instated. Power play. Now that we talked about rewards, let's talk about power. Last year, we started a parroting where we raised the overall power cap by 50 each season. Well, this helped ensure that infusion caps shifted the meta. Also made each season feel like a significant reset to the power you had accumulated. Combat this will be experimented with a new power level cap. Starting in Season 14, we will only be raising the power cap by 10 for each non-expansion season. Ooh. So it's gonna be even easier for me to get ready for trials. Nice. This means if you reach the maximum power in Season 13 when next season rolls around, you will be directly in the 10-point pinnacle band of the power pursuit. I'm down for that, I guess. It means level grinding is, less important, and for someone like me that really does a lot of their leveling in PvP, especially in trials where I just get on, play trials throughout the week. I just do whatever I can, a little bit of comp, a little bit of whatever. That's kind of fine for me. This power increase should feel familiar to anyone who played Season of Dawn last year, and we're excited to see how this progression feels alongside our new system, Angels of Death. Like many of you, I'm passionate about PvP and Destiny 2, and it's clear that we haven't had a consistent message around these modes. Yeah. So I'd like to share our high-level vision for the Crucible. Our high-level vision. Let me... Where are my glasses? All right. I put the glasses on. Let's let me read this. Direct player versus player competition is essential in Destiny as an option to express mastery of your Guardian and showcase the strength of your arsenal against other players. All right. Direct player versus player competition is essential in Destiny. Is essential in Destiny as an option to express mastery of your Guardian and showcase the strength of your arsenal against other players. So, anytime anyone says PvP should be removed from the game or PvE should be removed from the game, I think both sides are idiots. PvP is essential. PvE is essential to Destiny. This game doesn't thrive the way it does, one without the other. Now, it would be easier for them to go PvE and make it super successful, but there's a lot of work that would have to be done. You'd literally be looking at Destiny 3 and a complete foundational change on the game, I would say. And it is an option. Like, you don't have to go to PvP. It's a simple vision, but it's one that's crucial to making the game feel like a real place for those players that crave that showcase, where the rewards you've earned, the skill you demonstrate, and how you've built your Guardian all matter. So let's talk about what we're doing this year in PvP, starting with our two priorities: improving gameplay sandbox balance in the Crucible and upgrading the experiences of our most aspirational game modes. When it comes to balance updates, these can be divided into three major buckets. All right. In Season 15, we will be addressing three peaking in Trials and Competitive. So in Survival and any other game mode they throw in Survival, haha, get wrecked, nerds. In these modes, emotes, now this is in Season 15, mind you. So I think we're in Season 13, or did we hit Season 14? I think this is Season 13. So next season. So, we're still a ways away. Of course. We're still a ways away. Emotes will be disabled. So in these modes, emotes will be disabled and players will be unable to pull out any third-person weapon that doesn't have ammo. All right? Now, the fact that emotes are being disabled, I'm fine with that. It sucks that we won't be able to emote after we make a play, but I mean, just expect more teabagging. If they can't emote you, they're going to teabag you. Like, just because. And because they want to express, that they made a great play, so they're going to teabag. So, again, don't take it as a slap in the face. It is what it is. It's always been around. So, just expect more of that. And anyone that's going to cry about being teabagged, get off the internet. Players will be unable to pull out any third person weapon that doesn't have ammo. So swords. So one of the concerns I was thinking now that they're implementing this, it dawned on me. Sometimes when I go pull heavy in Trials or Survival, I have my rocket launcher out, and that way I can immediately shoot if I pull the heavy. Sometimes I've literally pulled the heavy, shot just at the heavy wall just to take myself out and anyone around with me, so nobody else got the heavy or I didn't die and drop the heavy for the enemy. You're not going to be able to pull out your sword, grab the brick, and then start swinging your sword. So, you're going to have to switch to your sword, and I don't know if there's a delay. Excuse me. I don't know if there's going to be a big delay in that. So, kind of a sword nerf, but at the same time, it's one that I think most, if not everyone, most people are going to be okay with. I am okay with that. Third-person experiences are a part of what make Destiny's gameplay feel so good, but it was clear in our most competitive arenas that these mechanics were being used in ways we did not intend. Right. This is a tricky problem to solve in Destiny's complicated sandbox, but we think this is a good starting point. Second, over the next several seasons, we will be making changes to stasis and light subclasses in order to achieve a healthier balance of subclasses in the Crucible. Across Season 13 and 14, we will be adjusting stasis in the Crucible in order to bring its overall effectiveness in line with our light subclasses. Now, the tier list video I just came out with, which there will be a link at the end of this video somewhere you can click on, this is probably going to change, and I hope it does because that tier list is looking pretty sad. Here are some of the changes you can expect coming to updates this season and next. Here we go. Behemoth Titan at the very top. Love it. Decrease super damage reduction. Yes. Increases super energy cost when performing light attacks. Yes. Remove freeze AoE on supercast. Oh my. That one I did not see coming. Wow. So I wouldn't recommend flying in with your Behemoth Titan to R1 and popping your super anymore. That's um that's a that's a yikes. Reduce traveling efficacy of Shiver Strike when slowed, and that's your melee. All right, so when you're slowed, you're not going to go as far. Revenant Hunter, decrease Withering Blade damage and tracking. Okay. Decrease slow stacks applied to targets. Decrease slow stacks applied to targets. Remove Shatter Dive damage reduction. Hold on, let me pause this real quick. All right, I had to go real quick. I had to log back into Destiny, ready to kick me out for being inactive from the last video I recorded, and I had to make sure Withering Blade was the shurikens, right? I wish they'd just call them ice shurikens. Withering Blade, decrease Withering Blade damage and tracking. They literally just buffed the Wither Blade damage, and now they're gonna reduce the Wither Blade damage and the tracking it has. Now, the initial tracking to the target, I think is, is all right. It's the tracking after that's really powerful. So I don't know if you're gonna be rewarded for hitting one person because it's gonna track and ricochet to more people. So you're gonna have to have more skill. Maybe they should just remove tracking on it completely. That would be an interesting, take. Um, Decrease slow stacks applied to targets. I don't know if that's just with the Withering Blade or overall with the Hunter, but it could just be Withering Blade. It could be Shade Step. We're going to see how tough it is now for Hunters to actually freeze someone. Remove Shatter Dive damage reduction. Yes. Also, they need to do something with the Titan melee where the Titan melee isn't taking damage. Like, it's almost like an immune shield happening. I've seen it. I've tried to freeze people with my super. I've hit people with my Warlock super, right? The Shadebender super projectiles. As a Titan does his Shiver Strike, is what it's called, I believe, or whatever the R1 ability is, inside super and outside super, and they didn't freeze. It's like they punched through it. That shouldn't be a thing. That needs to be addressed, and I hope before we're done reading this, yes, we do know about this, and we are working to figure something out for it. At least let us know that you're aware of the situation, because I've seen that more times than not, and that I don't want them to come out and say, well, that's just frames. Deal with it. You're on 30 because you're on PS4 still. It's like, bro, that's sad. A lot of us are still on PS4. So, fix bug where Ice Flare bolts wouldn't track towards targets immediately on creation. Okay. Fix a bug where Shadebender super projectiles were not tracking until a certain distance traveled. Thank God. Maybe the super might actually hit when it needs to hit, especially up close. I feel like up close it was very inconsistent. Decrease crystal shatter damage. That's over time. So for season 15, we're also looking at universal adjustments to stasis by increasing damage reduction when frozen to provide more survivability for the victim. It's already a pain to freeze someone in ice and now shoot them with a kinetic weapon. I mean, it's like freeze them and then pull out a special weapon. That's it. Those are your options, right? Following the stasis tuning in Season 15, we'll also focus on light subclasses and release a set of targeted buffs to our most underutilized specializations. The goal of all these changes is to keep stasis feeling great in PvE and to bring its representation in PvP more in line with our light-based abilities. Yes. Finally, we want to continue, and this is one thing they can consider, the slowing up. If you slow someone in their super with stasis while they're in their super, especially light-based supers, you slow them for less, for a lesser amount, and for a lesser amount of time. We want to continue to adjust weapon archetype performance and introduce new perks that shift the meta in the Crucible. I think the team has done a great job in this area over the last several months, introducing balance changes both at the seasonal boundaries and at the mid-season. And we want to continue the drive down this path to diversify the types of loadouts you encounter from season to season. Somehow, I don't see that happening with the unsunsetting concept, or with sunsetting going away. I don't expect a diverse and map design. If they're gonna continue designing and they're running out of old maps to bring in from D1 to D2, well, actually they're not, but if they start bringing those back, expect just more close range engagements, shotguns, sidearms, all the same stuff, man. Of course, gameplay balance only matters when the underlying playing field is fair, and unfortunately, cheating continues to be a significant issue. So I've skipped over. Adjust overall ability usage rates and make sure guns and gunplay are always key to success in the Crucible. That at season 15, we will also be looking to adjust overall ability usage rates to make sure guns and gunplay are always key to success in the Crucible. That right there isn't the greatest thing to read. Do I want to see more gunplay in the game? Sure. But for it to always keys to success in the Crucible, no, then what's the point of supers? Just remove supers. Just give us a grenade and one other utility like Call of Duty. Just get rid of supers at that point. And I don't think that's the case. The supers should still be the deciding factor in some rounds to swing, and guns should not be exclusively able to decimate any super they come across, because a confident team or a competent team can do so where others cannot. Supers should be super powerful. Now, if we can only see one super a game per person, that's fine. If the gunplay is good enough to where you reach the end of the match and you don't see a super because the enemy team didn't take any rounds, like we did in the beginning of D2, I'm okay with that too. But if they take this step too far in one direction, Destiny is no longer going to feel like Destiny, and the action-based MMO science fiction fantasy that we have is just gonna be removed and deleted to the trash can, right? So, unfortunately, cheating continues to be a significant issue, especially on PC. Yeah, we're always working to maintain security with as new exploits emerge, and as always, we don't want to talk about a lot of those improvements for fear of empowering the bad guys. A few areas that we can talk about are: we're aiming to nearly double the size of Bungie game security this team this year, reflecting our long-term commitment to fair play. We've begun regular surveys to better understand your experiences with Cheater and to measure our progress. This new data enriches our existing streams from player reports, thank you for reporting, and game instrumentation. If you receive one of these surveys, please share your experiences to help us fight cheating. I've yet to see any of those. I would like to, but I think that's specifically on PC. Maybe they're sending them out. If anyone on console gets those in their email, please let me know. You don't have to let me know the details, right? I just want to know if it's, console players are getting that too. We've begun a strategy of aggressive legal action against cheat developers. You may have seen news articles about some of our early actions here. Yep, we did see some of that. We'll share more beyond like gameplay, balance, security, aspirational PvP, blah, 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 targeting the First up, we're targeting an overhaul of the Trials of Osiris reward structure and matchmaking paradigms to release before the end of this year. With this update, we specifically want to target a few things. Oh boy. Improve the overall health of the Trials matchmaking pool, both by incentivizing a wider audience to engage and better defining separation of skill tiers. Ooh. Okay. Rebuild the Trials reward structure so that it encourages more players to stick to their active cards longer. Yes. Our current structure encourages a lot of recycling cards after a single loss, meaning the first games of your Trials card has a high chance of being incredibly challenging. We want to build a reward structure that continually pushes higher skill players to want to progress deeper into their card even after a loss, making 3 to 5 wins with more achievable goal for more players. Yes, that's how it felt in Destiny 1, to be honest. 5 wins was achievable for a lot of people, and it was the last 2 games that felt like those, boom, that was it. It was game time, baby. I thought, I don't know what happened in D1. I think it was just a bigger player pool, like a much bigger player pool that made it feel like 3 to 5 wins were, relatively quick to get for a lot of people, or easy to get for a lot of people. And I'm not saying people that play with me, just people that I've talked with. And it's 6 and 7 those were the tough ones. And if they could recapture that would be so good. Investigate opportunities for solo players to participate in trials regularly. Oh my. A solo trials matchmaking? Oh my lord. That is crazy sounding. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Oh man, I don't know about that one. We believe this will not only make the matchmaking pools healthier, but also will encourage more players to see what Trials is all about and hopefully form social connections with other PvP loving guardians. I mean, I don't know what to say for this, but this is big. After Trials, we'll be targeting a similar in scope refresh to Iron Banner, where there is a lot to do when it comes to supporting the Crucible. Paradis Revenge, Vault of Glass. In season 14, the Vault of Glass will return. Ooh, okay, that's all I need to see. We're gonna go ahead and what? 801 in season 14. 801 is returning to the tower. I don't even remember who that is. Crossplay is coming to the masses in season 15. We'll be doing some internal rollouts and alpha tests in season 14. Prepare for widespread with crossplay. And don't worry, we won't be matching console and PC players together in the Crucible unless PC players specifically invite their console friends to play with them in the PC Crucible pools. Okay, so is that Xbox and PlayStation? I'm down for that. I'm down for that. And I wouldn't mind stepping into the, when I get a PS5, I wouldn't mind stepping into the arena of that here and there. Oh, okay, cool. Some of you have noticed that Akora Ray has not nearly, yeah, don't care. We introduced stasis subclasses like Solar Arc and Void. Stasis will continue to evolve. Our first round of legendary stasis energy and power weapons. Stasis energy and power weapons. Nice, nice, nice. More recently in season 13, we rolled out a phase of new gilded title system. Okay. There's a lot here, but we're gonna go ahead and end here. Another long video after I did the tier list earlier today. This is another long video here. Thanks for reading, Joe. Yo, thanks for posting, Joe, and anyone else and everyone else. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Hit that subscription. Please consider subscribing, thumb it up, all that good stuff. Let's get a discussion going, guys. Catch me in the stream. Catch me in the comments. Solo Trials playlist, like that is like a wow, massive PvP changes coming. Well, thank you so much for watching. Super appreciate it. Consider thumbing up, subscribing, all that good stuff, and we will catch you all next time. Enjoy your day.